There's a difference between feeling state and emotions. Of course, in English, there's not a difference. Feeling can mean all kinds of things, from a physical sensation to an emotion to an opinion. I feel like that tree is too tall. That's not really an emotion or a feeling state, it's a thought. But that word feeling has taken on so much global meaning that it's almost become meaningless. And if we are on the path of awakening, the path of healing soul track memories, traumas, and the path of returning to our innate goodness, truth, and beauty, this distinction is very important. There's a difference between feeling states and emotions. Emotions are memory tracks linked to personal and cultural history. When we are in the thrall of emotions, when we are swept up into the current of our emotional nature, we will be replaying, whether consciously, subconsciously, or unconsciously, memory tracks, patterns of our history. This, in a sense, is the very definition of trauma. Trauma is linked to, coded in, personal or cultural history. And we carry, yes, in our cellular memory tract, we carry in the body these emotional patterns that are linked to personal and cultural history. But a feeling state is quite different. A feeling state has no history. A feeling state has no history. It is an ever-present state of being. It transcends and includes all history states, and thus the feeling state of loving awareness, the feeling state of peace, has the capacity to infuse, balance, and heal all the memory tracks of our personal and cultural history. A feeling state has no history. The fundamental flavor, if you will, the fundamental quality of any feeling state is the quality of completeness, innate wholeness. The subtle and not so subtle flavor of emotional states is incompleteness. That's why emotions put us into motion to try to attain that longed for completeness. The paradox, the irony, in a sense, the beauty of this incarnation is that when we return to the feeling state without history, all the memory tracks receive that which they most need at the deepest level. When we return to the balance, to the radiance, to the presence, those memory tracks within us that have had a lack of love are bathed in love. Those memory tracks, those emotions, those patterns within us that had a lack of clarity are bathed in light and clear seeing. Those memory tracks that have felt unsafe are embraced in the absolute resonance of total security. Whatever is needed in any pattern or memory, whatever is lacking in any emotional structure, when we return to the feeling state of innate completeness, of pure presence, which is your true nature, that infuses and blesses every memory track, bringing it what it needs. We find this expressed metaphorically, poetically, in song and myth, around the world in so many ways. The blind can see, the deaf can hear when they come into the contact with the divinity. This is saying the same thing. Once was lost and then was found. The part of us that is wandering aimlessly, when it touches and is touched by that balanced self-conscious awareness, by the radiance, it discovers exactly where it always has been, found in the love and the loving awareness of pure being. So the difference between an emotion and a feeling, it's very important for us on our path of awakening to begin to cultivate that discernment, to know the flavor and the difference, and to more and more deeply cultivate our sense of the feeling state, whether we call it love, whether we call it wisdom, whether we call it peace, whether we call it compassion. That's the doorway in to that quality of innate wholeness that then will be transmitted to all the parts of our memory tracks, all the parts of our body and mind that are still longing to be blessed.